Cheers! How do you do, buckaroos? And how the heck are you? Once again, I'm channeling the spirit of Boss Tom Pendergast. Uh, Double Oak Bourbon Whiskey. Tomstown Distilling Company, Double Oak Bourbon Whiskey. It is a 90 proof bourbon. Let me read from the bottle here. Pardon my allergy eyes. Our distillers are sticklers obsessed with making great tasting bourbon using hand selected French and American oak staves. Well, using staves allows smaller distillers to get a product that feels like it's aged longer than it actually is. Double oaked, whereas it's in oak, and you add the oak staves, and that gives you a bourbon of quality that appears to be aged longer than it is. Anyway, American oak staves, they have certified. Oh, I'm sorry, they have crafted a gorgeous finish to our fully aged bourbon. Our double oaked bourbon is complex and smooth, ideal for an old fashioned and Manhattan. Yeah, I'm going to take it a step further. It is damn fine for just neat drinking, but in this case, I am going to have some on the rocks. Does make a damn fine Manhattan. No, I didn't try it in an old fashioned. Quite frankly, I'm not a huge fan of an old fashioned. I know they're trendy at this particular moment, but they tend to be too sweet for me. But I found this bourbon absolutely gorgeous to drink neat or on the rocks. I do really enjoy it on the rocks, though. I kill a fly. That one had to go. Anyway, it had to go. Didn't have to stay here. But anyway, hey man. So I had a great time at Tomstown Distillery a few weeks ago. Tomstown Distillery. When I was there a few weeks ago, Jonathan, the bartender, made me, quite frankly, the best Manhattan I've ever had in my life. But here I'm having the last 2 ounces. Well, actually about 2.5 ounces, because that's a jigger pour, and I poured the rest of it in here. So my last 2.5 ounces of this particular bottle. Never fear, though, I bought 2 bottles when I was up in Kansas City. Oh gosh, the aromas on this are amazing. They don't say on their website nor on the bottle how long it's aged for, and quite frankly, I just don't care. I used to obsess about a particular age. I know a lot of bourbon whiskey geeks do. Bourbon, for whatever reason, doesn't need as long of an aging as, say, a Scotch or an Irish whiskey to keep improving. A small distillery bourbon like this will have the appearance at $40 a bottle. Will have the appearance of the complexity and the flavor of a bourbon twice the price point, in my particular opinion, just because of how well it's crafted. So here I have it on the rocks. I almost said neat because I had the other one neat, but anyway, here I have it on the rocks. I get a lot of spice on the nose on this. What I found interesting, the difference between the Pendergast Gold or Royal Gold and the Double Oak is I got a lot of sweetness on the nose on the Pendergast, but the flavor, a lot of spice. And this one seems to be the opposite. There's a lot of spice on the nose, a lot of sweetness in the flavor. So it's kind of odd, but I kind of dig it. Anyway, I dig it. You dig it. If you've seen the Warriors, anyway. A lot of oak on the nose, by the way. The French oak, for me anyway, French oak tends to impart more vanilla than American oak, especially Missouri white oak. However, American white oak, again, especially Missouri white oak, where we are, tends to impart more spice, in my opinion. Anything I've ever had that uses French oak has a deeper, richer vanilla aroma and flavor. Anything that I've ever had that uses American white oak, specifically Missouri white oak, will impart a whole lot of spice. And this kind of gives you the best of both worlds. I get a lot of vanilla on the nose, a lot of oak, a little bit of spice. You might find other things in there as well. It's not unlikely to find some fruit notes, but I'm telling you what I'm getting right away. A lot of sweetness up front, I find very interesting. I almost feel like it almost feels like you get just a little bit of maple. It really does. I don't know why, but I feel some maple. Also feel some molasses, some dark brown sugar. I also feel a whole lot of vanilla going on there. along with that maple. And again, the spice. What's interesting is the spice is much lighter than the Royal Gold, although the spice notes on the nose are bigger. So I find that interesting. But it finishes very oaky dry, which I personally love. Again, it's arguably the best $40 price point bourbon on the market, and I personally would put it up against bourbons at twice the price. To be honest with you, I think in a blind taste test, it would do well. I honestly think it's that good. I'm not getting paid by Tomstown. I paid for this bottle of whiskey. This isn't meant to be a commercial. However, I am hopelessly honest. I really think this product is that good. While we were up there, so I purchased the first night we were there. I bought this at a liquor store, and then the next day I went to the distillery, and then before we came home, so I bought a bottle of the Royal Gold. I bought a bottle of this double oaked, and I thought to myself, and we hit a liquor store the night before we left town, and I thought, typically I buy one bottle of a few different things, and I finish them off, and I wish I had more. This time I did buy two bottles. I bought an extra bottle, so I've got an open bottle of each of those whiskeys. I'm probably going to hang on to. I don't want to open them quite yet. I'm not going to save them, in perpetuity, but I think I'm going to try to hold on to them at least until the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. I think is when I'll pop them open. But I got to tell you, though, I don't know if I can wait that long. I really do believe both products are just that good. So there you go. Hmm. Hey man, on the rocks with the beer whisperer. I'm sorry, the whiskey whisperer. I forgot which persona I was. On the rocks with the whiskey whisperer, and you're at the pub with the whiskey whisperer. A whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor wisdom, and all rugged guy. Cheers, y'all.